All right, everyone, and welcome back into the cave for another episode with our Montreal Expos franchise mode. We are back in time. This is 1998. We were lucky enough to get all of the uh, rosters downloaded. Of course, we've seen some really funny things with some of these rosters so far. With this particular roster so far, like Derek Jeter being the Sammy Sosa or Mark McGuire of 1998 here in this particular simulation. Um, the man has just been absolutely killing it. I think he's got like 49 home runs to this point of the season. He's leading the league in batting average. He's leading the league in RBIs. The man is just a complete menace for the Yankees in this 1998 franchise simulation. So, if you are just joining us and you have not been with us before, very simply put, we are currently playing as the Montreal Expos. We have revived them from the dead. We're back in 1998. We have the roster that they had. In episodes 1 through 4, we have definitely seen some names on that particular roster that were pretty shocking and surprising. Few of them have only ever played 1 to maybe 5 or 6 games with the team, but we have definitely turned them into household names right here inside the cave. So in this episode, we are going to rock and roll right through the final month of the season. We will see where we end up, take a look at who wins the World Series, who wins the playoffs, because I really don't think we're going to make it. We are sitting like on the cusp right now. So we'll kind of see where we are when we get to the end of the month of September. We'll also have our September call-ups, and we'll probably even maybe touch a little bit on the off season and see about maybe building up this team a little bit by going out and getting ourselves some free agents and a few pickups, maybe make a trade or two, even though we have very little to work with here with this Montreal Expos team so far. So let's take a quick look, shall we, at our current roster. We'll actually take a look at the depth chart. So this is what we're actually working with. If you're unfamiliar with the game, it's pretty easy to kind of figure out. You're looking at basically we're looking at the colors. So we're going to go pretty straightforward and look at the colors. Red is not good. Green being good, so we're pretty strong in that area. And of course, orange kind of falling right in the middle somewhere. So that means we don't necessarily need help in that particular category, but it probably wouldn't hurt to get some help in the off season. So I don't really think we're going to focus too much on making too many moves in the. Obviously, we're at the end of the season, so we really don't want to do that. We're going to really focus on getting through September, trying to possibly come away with a 500 record, and then we will look forward to 2026, or in our case, 1999. Hopefully there's some good free agents out there and we can get a couple of pieces. So as you see down here at the bottom left, our total salary is $100 million. So we're actually just over $100 million. We are currently 18th overall. We're 5th in speed, 26th in contact, 20th in power, 9th in pitching, and 24th in defense. So the team is still having its struggles, especially when it comes to just putting the wood on the ball and, of course, putting the glove on the ball, too. So our team is not the greatest. We do have some strengths, though. So our pitching staff is not awful. They are younger guys. I think it'll just be a matter of who do we sign, who do we keep moving into the next season. And, of course, we're fast. We found that out. We've got a lot of speed on this team, and we can steal bases. We can play small ball, which is what we're going to definitely want to do as we continue to move this team up the ladder here in the late 90s and then into the 2000s as we inch closer and closer to when they would have moved, which was, I believe, 2007. So we'll probably play 4 or 5 seasons here on the episodes and see how we do. I'd love to see us get to the playoffs and possibly even the World Series if we can build a team up to where we want them to be. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the current standings as well. So currently, as we make our way around 1998 Major League Baseball, the Atlanta Braves hold down first place in the National League East with a record of 81-55 to start the month of September. So they are rocking and rolling. They pretty much locked up a playoff spot coming out of the East. In the Central, we have the Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals, who are kind of battling it out. The Cardinals currently sit 3.5 games behind the Reds as we make our way into the month of September. And out west, the Padres have a pretty commanding lead over the Giants of 7 games right now. So they are playing pretty good. Actually, I should say very good. They're not playing pretty good. They're playing very good heading into the final month of the season. And the wild card looks like this at the moment. The Cardinals and the Giants look to have a pretty solid hold on their wild card positions, especially the Cardinals. And then we are coming in right here, currently 5 games back of a wild card spot heading into the month of September. So we'll see if the Expos can put something together. Out in the American League, we have the Yankees, who are 86-51 and have basically locked up their division. The Red Sox are currently 15.5 games behind the Sox for the the division lead. Blue Jays, Orioles, and Rays round out that division. In the Central, we have the Twins, 72-65, and the Indians. We're back in 1998. The Indians are 70-66 and sit 1.5 games behind. And then the White Sox, the 1998 Chicago White Sox, are 70-67, and they are 2 games behind the Twins. So this is going to definitely be the division to watch here in this episode. Out in the American League West, the Mariners hold a 7-game lead over the Brewers, so that's a solid team. And, we'll see. I mean, the Brewers might be able to make some sort of a move, but I highly doubt that would happen based on most of the simulations I've already done. And wild card looks like this. So the Brewers could make their way into the playoffs with a wild card spot, and then the Red Sox and the Indians are currently tied for the second wild card spot in the American League. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Okay. So with all that being said, we are going to jump into our farm system, and we're going to call a couple guys up. So we have 2 open spots. Let's go ahead to the 40-man roster. We'll see who's on the 40-man and who's been playing pretty good. So we got Mike Thurman with the Red Wings. He's a starting pitcher. He's 8-13, 151 innings pitched, and we're going to pass on him. I think we want to get a bat, right? So Michael Barrett, currently batting .294, 3 home runs, 44 ribs. We also have Jose Vidro. He is batting .252 at second base. And we also have, let's see who else we have. We have Jeremy Powell, who's on fire. He's 11-4. How do we miss out on this guy? 11-4, 2.84 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, 94 Ks. Jeremy Powell, welcome to the big club. You'll be joining us. Thank you very much. And who else are we going to bring up? He's injured. Duran Stovall. He is toast right now. Mike Johnson, Derek May, Shane Bennett. Let's see if we got anybody in Double A. Nate Field, relief pitcher, 5-3 at the moment. We're going to pass on him as well. Let's go back here to. We'll go to Jose Vidro. Jose Vidro, you're coming up to the bigs. Welcome to the big club. There's your locker. We'll see if we get him in there. We're going to use that starting pitcher for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely use that starting pitcher. Seeing as how he's been pitching pretty good for us. So that gets us to our 28-man roster? Yeah, 28-man roster with those call-ups. So, okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at our lineup since we're just getting back into this thing. It's been a couple of weeks. I apologize. I managed to get out a live episode with the Hartford Whalers last week, but did not do anything on Tuesday night. Was pretty tired coming off of a pretty busy weekend. I had a pretty I can't spit that. A pretty busy weekend for this guy. So was pretty tired going into Tuesday. Plus, I've been playing so much Chell that my thumbs are definitely feeling pretty sore right now. Trying to figure that mess out. That new game is pretty tough. NHL 26. If you're out there and you're listening and you play it and you know what I'm talking about, it's like scoring goals seems almost impossible. But we are playing baseball right now. We are definitely focused on our Expos, right? We're not sitting here talking about Chell. Okay, let's take a look at our lineups. So we are in 1998. So like we've spoken about before, in 1998, pitchers still hit. Okay, so our pitchers are hitting when we're playing in our National League Park, which is we are in the National League. So our pitchers do hit. So our lineup still looks pretty much like this. We have at second base, Mark Grudzielanek. Chris Widger is our DH in American League Parks. Vlad Guerrero Sr., not Vlad Guerrero Jr., and since we saw each other last, speaking of Vlad Guerrero, since we saw each other last, those two teams played a heck of a World Series. It actually went 7 games and was very, very exciting. There was one game in particular. It was, 17, 18 innings. I thought it was going to keep me up all night. But they played a very exciting World Series and made me excited to actually be watching baseball again. So congratulations to Vlad Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays on the American League. And, of course, as much as it pains me to say, congratulations to the Dodgers on winning the World Series. Okay, I guess the best team did win. So Vlad Guerrero Sr. will be playing right field for us. Rondell White, who has had his struggles through most of the season in this simulation, but you see his overall stats, all right? 288, 18 dingers, 65 ribbies. So he's not playing too bad. Brad Fulmer will be batting 5th at first base. Shane Andrews will bat 6th and play 3rd. Bobby Henley, my all-star, he'll be batting 7th and playing catcher. And this guy is going to be one to watch in this series, okay? This man has been so good for us. He has been stealing bases. He's a catcher. He's a catcher who steals bases. If you could tell me one catcher who steals bases, go ahead and put that in the comments. I have one watcher. I have one person watching me right now, so welcome in. But Bob Henley is our catcher, and he will be batting 7th. Orlando Cabrera will be batting 8th and playing shortstop. And, of course, Alan Battle, who we brought up from the minors in the last episode, he'll be playing left field. And I think we want to try to get Jose Vidro into this mix at some point. So as we play through our last month of the season, we'll be kind of popping him in there. Now, if you're noticing on our lineup right here, Grudzielanek, Guerrero, White, Fulmer, they've got the fire next to them. They have been hot. Bobby Henley, he was an all-star, so that's why he has the star. And how about Orlando Cabrera? He's got the ice right there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put Orlando Cabrera on the bench. Bye-bye, Orlando Cabrera. And we're going to put our boy Jose Vidro at shortstop. So welcome to the big club. You get to start in the very first game that you're up here. And we'll see how he does. We'll definitely see how he does in the first game. So, okay, so let's head to our calendar now that we've covered our record, the records of everybody else here in the 1998 major leagues. And, of course, we talked a little bit of baseball. So before we get started with all that and we start simming and I start talking and you can't jump in, if you're just joining us and this is your first time, feel free to comment at any time. I can see whatever you have to say. I'm always willing to comment, compliment. I am sitting here talking, so I'm here to talk to you. If there's anything you want to talk about, old school baseball, new school baseball, hockey, football, I don't care. It's just kind of an open forum to an extent, okay, to an extent. But it's an open forum. I try to avoid talking about work, or anything else like that. So if you're having a rough day and you want to talk about it, text me, whatever. I don't really care. But I don't really want to talk about that while I'm playing the game here. So, okay. So I think we're ready to go. Montreal Expos, let's see if we can capture a wild card spot here in the final month of the season. So here is who we have in our final. Let's see if Mike can do some quick math. We're at 137 games. So that means we have 45 to go. No, we have 35. We have 25 to go. There you go. It just keeps get bigger and bigger. Hopefully people out there are listening that know me and you understand that, yes, I do work with numbers from time to time. In my profession, we have to count numbers for a game. So anyway, so we'll have Florida to start September, and they are not good at all. So hopefully we can get, nice math. Thank you. I appreciate that out there. You know I'm not the sharpest tool, man. You know I'm not. Okay, so we've got Florida in our first 3 games of the month of September. And then we head to Chicago. We'll be taking on Sammy Sosa and the Chicago Cubs. And then we go to Miami. So we're in Montreal for our first 3 games of September. And then we take on Chicago on the road. We have Florida on the road in 4 games. So that means we could possibly get ourselves 7 wins. Oh, wouldn't that be great? If we got 7 wins against Florida, that would be so, so good. That would put us up to 500. Well, that's assuming we do good against the Cubbies. And then we have Pittsburgh coming to Montreal. We have Atlanta, who we know is super good in 1998. We have the New York Mets in New York for 3. We have the Braves on the road for 3. And then we round out and finish up our season against the Chicago White Sox at home. So, yeah, at home. So we're not playing anybody else in October. So that's going to get us through the month of September. And then once we get through that mess, we'll look at our team. We'll kind of tear them apart piece by piece. We've got guys on our roster that are 59, 55 overall, 45 overall. Oh, my God, it's horrible. It is horrible. So it's going to be fun trying to piece that all together. And we did have some draft picks. We had draft picks in, I believe, episode number 3. So I'm going to be renaming some of those guys. So we might even bring in some of our historic Whaler hockey players to making them our newest draft picks and members of the Montreal Expos franchise. So that way we can follow along with them as they play baseball. Because we know how much we love watching those guys play hockey as well. So, okay, so let's get rolling on this. So, Florida is game 1 in September. We need a big, big month of September. So, what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to quick sim, which means I press the button and we see how we do. We're going to quick sim during the week, and on the weekends, we will jump in and watch our games. So let's go ahead and quick sim this one right here. And I did that wrong because, of course, I did. We take our first game. We lose 4-1 to Florida. We lose the second one to Florida. We'll let the management fix that. Oh, no. What a great way to start the month of September. And then we win. So we win 7-6. Let's see who pitched that one. Anthony Telford got the win. Okay, so we sim right through that open day. So now we're heading to Chicago. We are at Chicago. Carl Pavano will be on the hill in this one. And, he has an injury. Carl Pavano sustained an injury. Inflamed nerve. Well, my nerves are inflamed because you're injured, dude. Come on. I'm thinking we should just turn injuries off. This team stinks when there's all these injuries. All right, it appears he will be out for a few days. What do you like to do? Keep him active. Suck it up, dude. Okay, so Dustin Hermanson on the hill. Oh, no, we're going to Saturday, so let's jump into this one. We're going to jump into this one, and we're going to play it. So if you're out there watching, feel free to jump in at any time as I put together the lineup and then run through the game. So wouldn't mind have my first and third base coaches telling me what to do. Okay, so we're going to quick manage here. The Cubbies are on the verge of a playoff spot, so good for them. So we need to take these guys down. And hopefully if we get an interesting game, we'll actually get to see some Montreal Expos baseball because we haven't seen much because we've been so bad. So on the hill, we've got Dustin Hermanson. Where's the kid we brought up? I don't remember his name. I think it's this guy right here, and he has an 18 ERA, so he got worked in his first appearance. Sorry, Jeremy Paul. Maybe we should have just left you down there. Okay, so we'll go with Hermanson. And the lineup's looking pretty strong. Cabrera's back, and I don't like that because I don't want him back. So we're going to put, where is he? Jose Vidro, welcome back into the lineup. You'll be playing today.
Let's play ball.
Okay. If that's too loud, let me know, but I don't think it's too loud. All right, so first batter for the Expos, we got Mark Grudzielanek. So we are in Chicago, and what I love about this is this game's so tripped out that Chicago Cubs players are actually wearing their away jerseys at home in Chicago. So, all right, so Grudzielanek first to the plate, and he grounds out. Of course he does. Alan Battle is going to strike out. Vladdy is going to ground out. So we go through the top of the first, and we score nothing. Come on, Dustin. Let's get through the bottom of the first here. He gives up a single to start the game. Mickey Morandini grounds into a double play. And how about Mark Grace? Mark Grace is going to walk. Sammy Sosa. Okay, do we pitch to Sammy or do we walk Sammy? Because I don't want to give up any runs. So I'm thinking let's try to pick off Mark Grace. And he's not fast anyway. And we're going to pitch. And he singles. So we got first and third for Henry Rodriguez. Henry Rodriguez is having a killer season. He got 26 knocks, 76 ribbies, and 253. He's probably getting a lot of chances to hit with hitting behind Sammy. So, and he strikes out. Good for you, Dustin Hermanson. Okay, Tapani on the hill. Rondell White is going to fly out. Fulmer is going to reach on an error. He steals second. Shane Andrews grounds out because he's worthless. All right, here he is. Big old Bobby Henley, the man, the myth, the Montreal legend. He's got 13 dingers, 44 ribs, and 240 average. And if you're sitting by a phone or a computer, look this guy up. I think he played 5 games in his Expos career. And he drives one in because he is the best player on this team that's not named Vlad Guerrero. And Jose Vidro grounds out. So we take a 1-0 lead at the top of the second, and Jay Bell comes to the plate, and he pops out. I actually met Jay Bell. Really nice guy. Really, really cool guy. Jose Hernandez reaches on a single. Houston doubles, so we've got second and third for the pitcher, Kevin Tapani. We strike him out, and here's Lance Johnson, and he singles to tie the game up, and Morandini hits into a fielder's choice. Thank you, Mickey Morandini. All right, so Dustin Hermanson will lead off for us, and he strikes out. Mark Grudzielanek on a ground out, and Battle's going to pop up. Mark Grace to lead off. He hits a knock. Of course he does. So it's 2-1 Cubbies. Sosa grounds out. Rodriguez strikes out. Jay Bell flies out. Vladdy Guerrero, ground out. White, strike out. Fulmer, pop up. Our team can't hit worth a lick. They really can't. I mean, 24th in the league in contact. 24th in contact. There's 30 teams, 32 teams, and we're 24th in the league in contact. So we're going to have some work to do with this team.
Ball 4, take your base.
Hernandez gets walked by Hermanson. A double play by Houston. Thank you very much. And Tapani's going to single. We gave up a single to Kevin Tapani. Jeez. Lance Johnson grounds out. So we're through 4 innings. It's 2-1. We have one hit, and I think that was Bobby Hens. And Andrews is going to ground out. Let's go, Bobby. He grounds out. Vidro with the ground out. Okay, so Mickey Morandini comes up to lead it off for the Cubbies in the bottom of the 5th. He grounds out. Mark Grace, who homered last time, we're going to walk him. Well, he walked. I didn't walk him on purpose. Sammy Sosa strikes out. Henry Rodriguez, fielder's choice. Henry Rodriguez. What was the kid Henry's name in the movie? There was a movie where the kid could throw like 100 miles an hour because he broke his arm. Yeah, I don't know his last name. I think it was like Rowan Garten? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's dating me. That's like a 90s movie. Okay, Dustin Hermanson's going to strike out. Grudzielanek is going to walk. And Battle's going to strike out. So, Grudzielanek's still out there. Shoot, I thought that was a third out. Okay, Vladdy, let's do something. And he singles. Oh, it's okay. Rondell White, he flies out. Rondell White has been the most unclutch, and I think maybe I just made a word, unclutch, but he has been the most unclutch player on the Expos. Every time we have something for him to do, it's like he's just sitting there doing nothing and not hitting the ball. Well, I mean, 24th in contact, right? All right, Jay Bell, singles. Jose Hernandez reaches on an error. So first and second, Hermanson not even tired. Houston's going to strike out, and Tapani strikes out. Okay, so Lance Johnson has been kicking our ass in this game. He is 2 for 3. We're going to go to the books, and we're going to look up Lance Johnson. We want to see how he – oh, I'm not the best on a computer here, so let's see. Go to Lance Johnson. We go to the old baseballreference.com. Type in Lance Johnson. He played a long time. Lance Johnson played. Okay, I'll give him some credit. The man played like 13 years in the bigs. He had a career batting average of 291. Wow, good for him. 34 home runs. So, and let's see, that particular year, we go to 1998, and Lance Johnson. Yeah, he had 2 home runs and 21 RBIs. And he's kicking our booty in this game. Okay, let's go, Dustin. Strike him out. And he gets him the ground out. Okay, so it's a 2-1 game heading into the 7th. So we're going to have some big decisions to make here. Kevin Tapani still on the hill. Fulmer's going to fly out. Andrews doubles. And here comes Bobby Hens. He's at the plate. Do we bunt? No, come on. We got 1 out. We're not going to bunt. They're going to switch pitchers. Eddie Guardado comes in. He strikes out Bobby Hens. Vidro strikes out. So we are getting nothing going here. Let's leave Hermanson in for 1 more inning. Strikeout. He gets Sosa to ground out. Okay, so good job by Hermanson. If we can get a run here, that'd be great. Obviously, right? Because the whole point is to win the stupid game. Okay, here's Hermanson. He strikes out. Oh, we were going to take him out. Oh, come on. Somebody's got to say something to me out there. I totally forgot we were going to take him out. We should have taken him out. We need 1 run in the last 2 innings, and we leave the pitcher in to hit. We boofed that one. Okay, Grudzielanek singles. Battle flies out, and Vladdy Guerrero. Oh, here he comes. Rod Beck. He's coming in to try to shut down the Spos.
He's safe.
And we get Battle to steal. No. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Grudzielanek steals.
Ball 4. Take your
Vladdy walks. Let's go. Oh, Rondell White. Can you be clutch? I'm going to press this button. Please do something. And he grounds out. Oh, my God. What a waste. I think we're not going to be re-signing him at the end of the season for sure. Henry Rodriguez grounds out. Jay Bell grounds out. Hernandez is going to strike out. Okay, so here we go. Brad Fulmer at the plate for the Spos. We are in the top of the 9th. So here's the deal. If we can get a run on the board and get something going, we're going to watch a little baseball. Brad Fulmer grounds out. Shane Andrews grounds out. Bobby Hens with a chance to keep this thing going against Rod Beck. Rod Beck looked like a Sunday afternoon softball player. Okay, when I was a kid watching Rod Beck, he looked like he was going to come out with that big old blue got cooler full of Coors Light and pop it on the back of the mound like my dad's softball team used to do, and then just be knocking back beers as he was throwing people out. The guy was, I think he was probably 29, but he looked like he was about 45. And if you agree with me, definitely put a comment down for sure. Because if you remember Rod Beck, he was a different breed for sure. Okay, Bobby Hens with a chance to tie this thing up. Well, to get on base at least, and he grounds out. So, we go down to the Cubs. I have White Sox on the brain. I played a lot of seasons as the White Sox trying to get them into the playoffs, which didn't really happen. Okay, so we are heading into the 3rd game of the Cubs series. We are now 66 and 76 on the season. Through 100, we have 20 games left to go. So we need to win 20 games in a row to have any sort of a chance at a playoff. Okay. I don't think that's going to happen because we are not good. We are not good. This team is not good. I would not be the best motivational speaker for them. I'd probably just be sitting there in the locker room like, you guys suck. You suck. Let's get something going. Can somebody do something? I mean, we dropped 2 out of 3 to the Marlins. 2 out of 3 to the Marlins, who are 61 and 81. Okay. And I believe that was the year where they sold their entire team. Almost the entire team was sold off because they had just won the World Series in '97. So here we go. Sunday against Chicago. Let's go check this one out. Heading in to play this one. Yeah, of course I want to continue. Sometimes playing this game is like dealing with customers. All right, anyway, here we go. So we're heading in. We're going to have Carlos Perez on the bump. We are not touching anything in our lineup today. We'll leave it the way it is. Grudzielanek, single, beautiful. Way to start it off. He steals second. Battle bunts him over. Let's get a run on the board and a sac fly from Vladdy. So it's 1-0 Expos. And we strike first. That's the best way to do this. That is definitely the best way to do this. Okay. Rondell White is going to single. Fulmer reaches on an error. Andrews. Oh, I don't know. What did he do? Ground out? Strikeout? Strikeout. Sorry, I was looking at something else. Okay, Carlos Perez on the bump. He gets Hernandez. He gets Blauser to strike out. And Grace is going to fly out. Bobby Hens to lead off here in the top of the second. Doubles to lead it off. He gets caught stealing third because we're getting greedy. Cabrera grounds out. Perez singles. Way to go, pitcher. Grudzielanek grounds out. Sammy Sosa slamming Sammy. Doubles to lead it off. Rodriguez strikes out. Bell pops out. And Scott Service grounds out. So good start so far for the Expos. Battle strikes out. Guerrero doubles. He gets caught stealing third as we get really greedy again. Rondell hits a solo jack because now he comes through. Way to go there. Brad Fulmer pops up. Micah Franklin is going to ground out. Who is Micah? Oh, that's for the Cubs. I thought that was us. Okay. My bad. Traxel's going to ground out, and Hernandez will strike out. Traxel. I believe Traxel was he the guy who gave up the home run to Mark McGwire? Like the record-breaking home run? I think he may have been. I can look it up, but I don't feel like stopping here. We got to roll through this. All right, Shane Andrews singles. Henley strikes out. Cabrera grounds into a double play. So we are up 2-0 through 3.5. Blauser grounds out. Grace grounds out. Sosa grounds out. Carlos Perez to lead off in the 5th. He is our pitcher, and he strikes out. Grudzielanek walks. Way to go. We're going to bunt him over. Oh, we get an error, and Vladdy comes up with first and second. Let him swing, and he lines out. Rondell White, who already homered once in this game, he's 2 for 2. Good for you. He's trying to get himself up to 300 before the end of the season, and he hits into a fielder's choice because, of course, he does. Henry Rodriguez, single. Bell, double play. Beautiful. Scott Service, single. And Micah Franklin strikes out. So we're owning Micah Franklin. And I say that, and I guarantee you Micah Franklin will be the one that hits like the, I don't know, walk-off home run or some stupid thing in this game. So Steve Traxel still out on the hill. Looking at his overalls, he's 9 and 11, 166 innings pitched, 135 Ks, 3.63. So he hasn't had the greatest season. But he strikes out Fulmer, and then Andrews grounds out. And how about Bobby Hens? Let's do this. Bobby Hens grounds out. Okay, Steve Traxel, they're going to take him out. Yep. So Kevin Ory comes in. Kevin Ory. I like that. Robert Ory. No, Kevin Ory. Kevin Ory comes in to pinch hit, and he grounds out. Jose Hernandez, strikeout. Jeff Blauser, single. Mark Grace, single. Oh, no. Oh, no. First and second for slamming Sammy Sosa. Let's go in. Let's go in and see. Let's go in and see how Sammy Sosa does in this one. In this at-bat. Get a little bit of a break here. We'll see if our boy Carlos can strike him out. Oh, got to switch this up because I don't want to play. I want to watch. Okay. All right, let's see what Sammy Sosa can do here. We are at Wrigley Field. We are watching. First and second, Sosa at the plate. Carlos Perez on the hill for the Expos. I love the uniforms. They came out really good. I did the 80s version too, and they were pretty tight. They looked really good. Oh, that was a weak swing. That was a weak swing from Sammy Sosa there.
Fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Oh, no! He goes up the middle. Throw home. No, what are you doing? Okay. So let's watch the next batter. Why not? That's going to be Henry Rodriguez coming up next. So we give up the single to Sammy Sosa. Now, the thing about this is I can't jump in and change the pitcher. So we kind of have to roll with what we got. We got to roll with what we got.
That's a ball.
All right, come on, Carlos. Come on, Carlos. Mark Grasso there on second base. Sammy's on first.
2-1.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nip
Carlos
it, but
Perez
you have to
on the bump.
finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
2 outs. Ground ball
Yes.
right side, and
No.
the chance handle.
What are you doing? Oh, okay.
Plenty of time.
All right. So we got out of that one. Good job.
2 men left stranded, but they do
Okay, so let's go back to
push across.
managing this thing.
Uri Telshaw taking
I'm out.
over on the mound.
Is that how you say that? That's not how you say that. Okay, here we go. So we are going to Cabrera swings. Perez grounds out. Gruzelanek grounds out. So Carlos Perez has been pitching so good in this game. He's got energy. Now, I don't know if that's some sort of glitch because I went to the screen and then came back, but dude has got energy as we head into the bottom of the 7th. Here's Jay Bell. He doubles to lead off because, yeah. And then let's see. If Micah Franklin, I swear to God, if Micah Franklin has an RBI in this inning, I'm tossing the controller out the window. Because I said it earlier, if you've been watching this whole time. I said Micah Franklin is going to beat us, right? I did say that. Okay, Service grounds out. Here's Micah Franklin. He reaches on an error. Now Telemaco's at the plate. You know they're going to pinch hit for him. They're going to bring in Lance Johnson, who beat us up really bad in the last game, and we get him to hit into a fielder's choice. Here's Jose Hernandez, and we get him stealing. So good job from the Expos there. Now Lance Johnson is not going to be pitching. Battle pops up. Guerrero grounds out. Rondell White lines out. So this is game 1 of 20 in a row, right? This is where we need to start. This is important. Okay, Jose Hernandez at the plate. And somehow he got traded to the Expos. You can see it kind of messed up their uniforms. He's actually playing for the Cubs. He grounds out. Blauser grounds out. And Mark Grace hits a double. I read that wrong. I thought it said double play. Nope, he hits a double. All right, Sammy Sosa. So do we leave Carlos Perez in to pitch to Sammy Sosa, or do we go to the bullpen? I think we go to the bullpen. So Perez is a righty, and Sammy Sosa is a righty. Oh, that's all right. Let's just go with it. Why not? Yes, we got him. Okay, so top of the 9th. Let's see if we can get an insurance run here. Fulmer against Eddie Guardado. and he strikes out. Shane Andrews grounds out. Bobby Hens with a chance to get us a run. He singles. Good for you, Bobby Hens. Then he steals second, and he says, you know what? Oh, he gets caught stealing third. Okay, that was stupid. I got greedy. I got real greedy on that one. Okay, here we go. Henry Rodriguez, ground out. Jay Bell, ground out, and Scott Service. Come on, Carlos, go for the complete game. And he gets it. Carlos Perez throws a complete game, and we get a look at our team in the dugout for sure. Good job. Good job. The outfielder's loving it. All right. So we get one done. That's one down. 19 to go. One down, 19 to go. We need 20 wins. We need to close out the season with 20 wins. This is like starting your front nine. If you're a golfer, this is like starting your front nine with like a 42 and then being like, dude, I got to like par out here to have a decent day. And it's pretty tough to get 9 pars in a row. But unless you're some people out there, and then you might be doing that pretty regularly. But I don't do that. I'm not that good. Okay, here we go. So we made it through the Cubs series with a 1-2 record, but we're looking positive. Okay, this team, if you just look at the board here, we play well on Sundays. Okay, we play well on Sundays. So, God, I wish there was 162 Sundays, but that's not a thing. Okay, we're heading to Florida, and we're going to be taking on the Florida Marlins, who took us down pretty hard to start this month. And let's just sim through these, shall we? So we get a loss 11-2. Javier Vasquez has the loss in this one. Trey Moore, who's 13-6. He's the other than Bobby Hens, he's the only bright spot on this Expos roster. 13-6 win-loss record, 168 innings. The guy has 97 Ks and a 2.63 ERA. And he was the only. No, Bobby Hens made it. It was him and Bobby Hens that made it to the All-Star game. So Trey Moore is going to win this one because he's our best pitcher. Carl Pavano's no longer injury. He is no longer injury. So he's no longer injured. So we're going to auto-utilize him. We'll put him in. So we had a 9-0 win. So our 20-game win streak, or what we wanted of a 20-game win streak, came to an end with this first game against Florida. And now we can see that we are, we're in Florida. Duh, Mike. Yeah, we're in Florida. We won this game 9-0. Trey Moore was on the bump. He got his 14th win of the season, so he's not going to quite get to 20, but he is definitely trying to earn himself a spot on the 1999 Expos. So here we go. Carl Pavano is back, and he, of course, loses because he just loses. Dustin Hermanson is terrible. We lose that one. We are now at home against Pittsburgh, and Carlos Perez sustained an injury, a broken nail. Now, look, I have been watching baseball, playing baseball, talking baseball. How does a broken nail affect them pitching? I mean, I don't know. Is it the way? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Okay, we're going to keep him active because you know what? Suck it up, dude. Put a Band-Aid on that thing. You're pitching tonight. And no, Jeremy Powell pitched, who we brought up at the September call-ups, and the dude has been absolutely atrocious. Look at his ERA. It's 13.5. Okay, is that even a thing? All right, so Saturday against Pittsburgh. And we're going to sim through that with Javier Vasquez, and we get the win. So our team is 69-80. So we're just about dead even with the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 68-81. And we're going to jump into the Sunday game and see if we can't win a series. If we can beat Pittsburgh, we will win the series. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll jump in here, play this one. 1998. What a year. The Expos, yeah, they were pretty bad. They were definitely pretty bad. But, God, I wish they were back. I do. Okay, so we'll be at Olympic Stadium for this one. And Trey Moore will be on the hill. So he's going for his 15th win of the season. Here, we're going to leave our lineup the way it is. We won't touch anything here. Bobby Hens continues to be hot. Look at that, 248 average, 14 home runs and 46 RBIs. That's like 2025 stats. Okay. A 240, 248 average, and you're like one of the best hitters in the league. No, not really. But back in 1997, 98, the late 80s, if you were batting 248, they were sending you back down to the minors. Yeah, you weren't sticking around for most of the season. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this game. And so Mike Hubbard hasn't played in a while and is starting to lose his edge. We'll say his edge. Why doesn't it say his edge? You should think about starting this player today and giving someone the day off. Okay, Mike, you get to. What else can you play? Let's see. You can play second base. So, Mike, yeah, you're playing. No, I don't think so. We're not taking Bobby Hens out of the game. We will take our second. Mark, take the day off. Take the day off. Go have some poutine or something like that. We're gonna have Mike Hubbard lead off because why not? And he's itching to play. The guy's itching to play. God, I wish my employees would just be like itching to come to work. But anyway, did I just say that? I did. I did say that. I apologize for one of my employees out there watching. Okay, Trey Moore, which they're not. They're definitely not. All right, Trey Moore's up on the bump for the Expos here. And I'm sorry. He's pitching. I was like, he got to walk. No, he's pitching. Okay, Emil Brown for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He strikes out. Jason Kendall, fly out. Jose Guillen reaches on an error, and Aramis Ramirez grounds out. Okay, so we're going to roll through this. Hubbard, ground out. Battle, single. Good for him. He steals second. Vladdy pops out. Rondell White grounds out. Luke Collier, strikeout. Polkovich, strikeout. Strange, ground out. Fulmer for the Expos, pop out. Andrews, strikeout. Bobby Hens, strikeout. Jose Silva, the pitcher, lines out. Steins singles. We try to pick him off, can't get him. Emil is going to hit into a fielder's choice, and Jason Kendall flies out. All right, Cabrera, triples. Way to go, Orlando. And we suicide squeeze, and how about Moore pulling that off? This guy pitches well, and he drives in runs for himself. Great job, Trey. That's why you are the Expos MVP in 1998. Okay, Hubbard strikes out. Battle singles. Guerrero singles. So we got first and third. Got a little something going here with 2 outs, and it's Rondell White. Captain Clutch. And I say that like that. Okay, let's go, Rondell. And he grounds out. That's it. I'm turning this thing off. I'm never playing this again. Rondell White, if you go back through some of these episodes, Rondell White has had more chances than anyone to drive in runs, and he doesn't. But he'll come up after we have 2 outs and hit the solo home run, like almost all the time. Okay, Jose Guillen doubles to lead off for the Pirates. Ramirez grounds out. Collier grounds out. Polkovich with a strikeout. So, Trey Moore, he's pitching well. Fulmer grounds out. Andrews is going to strike out. Let's go, Bobby Hens. He hits a single. He steals second. This guy is going for the record. He's got to be going for that catcher stolen base record, right? He has to be. We're going to pull that up one more time. I forget who that was. I looked it up one time. Let's see. Catcher. Single season stolen base record, right? What? The single season stolen base record for catchers is held by a man we're playing in this very game, Jason Kendall, who stole 26 bases in this exact season, 1998. That record stands as the highest for a catcher in a single major league season. So Jason Kendall had some wheels on him. Back in 1998, the dude had 26 stolen bases as a catcher, so good for Jason Kendall. All right, so Cabrera is going to walk. So we've got first and second, 2 outs, Trey Moore. So now we got this big choice to make. Can he drive in another run? No, he strikes out. All right, Doug, don't call me Curtis Strange. Reaches on an error. Pick off. Silva strikes out. Stein strikes out. Brown grounds out. Okay, so Trey Moore is pitching a good game. He's not getting much in the way of run support, but that's okay. Hubbard strikes out. Battle doubles. Good for him. Vladdy walks, so we've got first and second for Captain Clutch himself. Okay, here we go, Rondell. And he singles, but they throw out Battle at the plate. Oh, come on. Okay, here's Fulmer, and he's going to strike out. Jason Kendall, the real-time 1998 leader for catchers and stolen bases, which is a record that still stands to this very day. What do you have, 26? Yeah, you have 26. Let's see what we can do to him. Oh, he walks. Uh-oh, Speedster's on. Let's try to pick him off. And he's going to be safe. And we'll pitch, and they sack him over because he's so fast. Because he's the fastest catcher in the game here. Okay, and a single moves him over to third. Okay, Trey, we need something big here. Collier strikes out. Let's get Polkovich. We do. So a ground out to Polkovich, and we are rocking and a rolling. Shane Andrews coming to the plate for the Expos. Let's put something together here at home. Andrews grounds out. Bobby Hens at the plate. He grounds out. Orlando Cabrera, who has had a very off season, and he strikes out. Doug, don't call me Curtis Strange at the plate. Trey Moore gets him to ground out. Chris Benson on the hill. I'm sorry, at the plate. So he comes in. Now Ron Coomer is going to come up for him. He grounds out. Steins. Oh, no. Steins hits the solo jack, and we are tied at 1. Come on, we need to get some runs for Trey Moore. Okay, if he's going to be our franchise cornerstone for the next 4 or 5 seasons, we need to put something together for this kid. Okay, Emil Brown grounds out. So Trey Moore gets himself out of it. We got to take him out. We have to. Let's bring in Grudzielanek to pinch hit, see if he can start something off. And he hits a solo jack. Thank you, Grudzielanek. So we put him on the bench, and the boy comes up big in a pinch hit spot. Of course, he's going to come out because, well, you got to put the pitcher in. So Hubbard, he doubles to lead that off. How about Hubbard? Okay, and Vladdy, ground out. Rondell White, can you drive in another run, please, for me? No, he grounds out. So we have a position player on the mound. Do we leave Grudzielanek out there to pitch? That would be fun. I mean, we're not going to make the playoffs or anything, but no, we'll take him out. And for the first time in this episode, we are making a pitching change. And we are going to our best pitcher in the bullpen, Mike Maddox. Okay, Mike Maddox, let's see what you got. He walks the first batter he faces, and it just happens to be the speedster catcher, Jason Kendall. We'll try to pick him off, and he's going to get back. Guillen in a fielder's choice. Ramirez, double play. So we get out of that jam. Perfect. Brad Fulmer, fly out. Andrews, ground out. Bobby Hens at the plate. Single for Bobby. Steal a base. Oh, he got caught stealing. Trying to get that record. We're trying to get that record. Well, I guess technically it wouldn't be a record. If we're replaying the 90, it depends, right? It depends. We'd have to look to see what Kendall has. Okay, Collier, fly out. Polkovich, single. Doug Strange, double play. And we won! I didn't realize it was the 9th inning. Good job. We should have had Ugueth Urbina in there. Trey Moore is going to get our player of the game. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, 7 Ks, and he did give up that jack. So good performance from our boy Trey Moore. That's his 15th win of the season, and I'm pretty sure that he was our 5th pitcher in the rotation to start the season. So he has been a pleasant surprise for the Expos this year. Let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar. On the calendar coming up, we have got 3 really hard games against the Atlanta Braves. We know how good they are, especially in the 90s and the early 2000s. They were like untouchable, this team. Well, unless you're the Yankees, and then you touched them up twice in the World Series. But anyway, not the game I went to. I did have the opportunity to go to see the Yankees and the Braves in the World Series, and I was at the game where Andrew Jones hit 2 home runs. I believe he was probably like 19 years old, 20 years old, and he hit 2 home runs in that game, and I went home pretty much feeling like we were not going to win the World Series. But the Yankees came around and got it done in 6, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 6. I know it was 6. I just keep saying I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we've got Atlanta for 3, and then the Mets on the road. So let's go ahead and sim through these to try to get to next Sunday's game against the Mets. Actually, what we'll do is this. We're going to sim until we get to Trey Moore. Trey's pitching on Saturday, so let's sim through these. Carl Pavano, and of course we lose. Whenever Carl Pavano pitches for this Expos squad in the sim, we're bad. We do not do very good when he's pitching for us in the sim. So Carlos Perez is no longer injured. That's good for him. Stovall down in the minors. So Hermanson, we take the loss. Perez, we take the loss. We get swept by the Braves, and it looks like they outscored us 23-3 over the 3-game series. Oh my Lord, this team is awful. Okay, so we head into this series with the Mets. We are currently 70-83. So if you can do your math, that's 153 games played. We have 9 left to go. 3 with the Mets, 3 with the Braves, 3 with the White Sox. So this team cannot get back to 500. This season is pretty much in the books, but we are going to see. We're going to take a look, and we want to see how Trey does. We've got Trey pitching, I think, 2 more games. We'll see him this Saturday against the Mets. And then, it doesn't show me that far, but we have him this Saturday against the Mets. So we'll sim through that one, and we get the win against my Pops Mets. Excellent. Good for us. So let's jump into this Saturday game. We got Trey Moore on the hill. He's going for his 16th win of the season. And the Mets are wearing their, all blacked out uniforms, I guess. And we're playing at Classic Shea Stadium in this one. So hopefully we get to jump in and see a little baseball. Because it's always cool to see the classic stadiums. Except the Mets will be wearing like black uniforms. I don't know how that works. I don't think they were a thing in 1998. But we shall see. Okay, Trey Moore is on the bump. And we're going to leave the lineup the way it is. Vladdy, you're okay. Rondell, you know what, Rondell? Why don't you take a little break? Because you have not been clutch. And, of course, we have nobody on this team that can fill in for you. Except for FP. Let's see if FP can get something done. I don't know what FP stands for. I could think of a few things, but I'm not going to say it because there could be children watching. And let's see. We're going to go and move him to... Yeah, you're going to bat. You're going to bat... Oh, you're going to bat right here. No, I switched their positions. Okay, we're going to have you switch with Bobby Hens, and let's get this on the road. So Bobby Hens jumps into the cleanup spot. Okay, the guy has 13 home runs, so who knows. All right, Grudzy grounds out. Battle lines out. Oh, Henley had... Okay, so somebody just commented. Or I don't know if you just commented or you did it a while ago, but Henley had 41 career games, a 304 average. And yeah, that's not, it's more than I ever had. But I guess by Major League standards, it's not the greatest, right? Not the greatest. Okay. Vladdy Guerrero is going to single, and we're going to have him steal second. He's going to get caught because, of course, he does. Okay, Trey. Let's hold it down. Let's hold this down. I am so excited to see if Trey Moore can get his 16th win of the season. Again, a huge bright spot for this team. Could be cashing in. Who's Frank Paul? Oh, no way. Is that his name? Frank Paul is his name? Okay, all right. Well, we've got to hope Frank Paul can get something done here for the Expos in this one. Frank Paul. I was thinking something different. So you might, if you know me, you probably know what I was thinking. Anyway. Okay, so Frank Paul is in the lineup for the Spos tonight. Okay, so Trey Moore he gives up a single to Ordonez. Becker is going to strike out. Freddie McGriff is playing for the Mets. When did Fred McGriff ever play for the New York Mets? Yeah, it's the loveliest part of watching the simulations, right? Because they just bounce around the board. I mean, I've been playing here, and the Yankees can be two seasons into my simulation, and I'll see Derek Jeter playing for the Diamondbacks. It's the craziest thing. All right, Freddie McGriff is going to strike out. Edgardo Alfonso doubles to drive in. Who? Who did he drive in? Oh, Ordonez. Craig Paquette grounds out. Bobby Hens at the plate. He walks. He gets caught stealing again. Oh, we're trying to break that record or set the record. We haven't even looked to see how he's doing on the season, but okay. Whew, Mikey. Okay, Brad Fulmer singles. Andrews strikes out. Frank Paul walks. Good job, Frank Paul. Orlando Cabrera pops up. Orlando Cabrera's been awful. All right, Lopez ground out. Castillo ground out. Pratt solo home run. Todd Pratt. Octavio Dotel, he singles. Let's pick him off. Nah, Ordonez grounds out. Fielder's choice. Okay, so it's 2-0 at Shea Stadium. Trey Moore's going to lead off. He strikes out. Grudzielanek strikes out. Battle, single. Guerrero, single. So we've got first and third for Bobby Hens. Do something here. Oh, no, you know what? Do we steal? 2 outs? I don't think we want to steal. That's a ground out. Okay, so Trey Moore back out on the bump. Not pitching too well today. Freddie McGriff, ground out. Edgardo, singles. Pick him off. Craig Paquette, fly out. Okay. Fulmer, ground out. Andrews, strikeout. FP Santangelo walks. He steals second because I pressed the wrong button because I think I'm doing something else. Cabrera strikes out. So not too good here. Lopez, ground out. Castillo, ground out. Pratt, fly out. All right. So we're still in this thing. It's 2-0. Top of the fifth. Trey Moore's leading off. Dotel's on the hill. Moore grounds out. Grudzy singles. Battle flies out. Come on, Guerrero. Can we press the button and get a home run? Can we press the button and get a home run from Vladdy? No, he pops up. Turk Wendell, he was like a... Hold on a second. I think he was like a different story, this guy, right? Is he the guy who had to have like his contract, like have all 9s at the end of it? Turk Wendell. Yes, he was like the puka shell guy. That's right. Yeah, he was a character. If you got like 2 minutes, man, just go on and like YouTube, go on to YouTube and look up Turk Wendell and watch just like a 10-minute video about Turk Wendell. He was a character, that guy. All right, John Olerud. Who I remember from my childhood because he always wore the helmet, and we never could figure out why. I never really looked it up, but if my statistician is out there and he feels like looking it up, feel free to look it up. Okay, John Olerud is going to strike out. Ordonez is going to ground out, and Rich Becker is going to get a double. Good for Becker. McGriff, single. So we got first and third. Trey Moore has run into a little bit of a problem here. Alfonso. Oh, so we caught somebody stealing. Who tried to steal on Bobby Henley? The guy's got a cannon. All right, so Bob Henley has 19 stolen bases. I just got a chance to look at this. Okay, and we said that the record... Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. So the record is 26 stolen bases, right? 26 stolen bases for our man. That was Jason Kendall. So if we can get Bobby Hens back on base, he needs 7 steals. So we've got a couple things that we can look forward to, right? Bobby Hens can set the record for most stolen bases in a season by a catcher. And, of course, Trey Moore, we could try to get him a couple more wins. So Bobby Hens against Greg McMichael, and he strikes out. Way to go. Fulmer pops up. Andrews singles. Frank Paul grounds out. Okay, Alfonso, walk. Paquette, fly out. Lopez walks. So, Trey's getting into some trouble here in the 6th. We got 1st and 2nd. We got the bottom of the lineup coming up, and our bullpen sucks. So we're going to go with Trey. Come on, you got to tough it out here. Castillo flies out. Pratt gets hit by a pitch with 2 outs, and they're going to take. Well, now they got to take their pitcher out, and Trey is gassed. Brian McRae. I cracked the neck here a little bit. Let's see what he can do. And we get him out. Good job, Trey. So it's 2-0. So he keeps it a 2-0 game. He is going to come out for sure because we got him coming up in this inning, and we're not going to use him. Cabrera, singles. So way to lead it off from Orlando. We're going to pinch hit. And who do we pinch hit with? Do we bring in Rondell White? Do we bring in Rondell White in this situation? Oh, tick-tock. Let's go, Mike. No. We're going to bring in Hubbard because he had a nice hit in the last game. And let's see what he can do here. First, we're going to steal second and get caught because why did we waste all that time? And Hubbard pops out and Grudzielanek singles, and we would have had a run on the board. Battle doubles, so we've got 2nd and 3rd for Vladdy. Oh, my Lord. Here comes Vladdy. Can he do something here? We need a knock. We need a knock. So after that goofy management decision that I made, bringing in Hubbard and trying to steal second, Vladdy has a chance to put us in the lead or at least get a couple runs on the board. So let's go ahead and jump. We're going to jump into this one. We got a little bit of time. And why not, right? I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of baseball in this. Okay, so let's make sure we go over here. We want to watch and see what Vladdy can do. We are at Old Shea Stadium for this one. Vlad Guerrero at the plate. Mel Rojas. Oh, he whipped it. I love Old Shea Stadium. Has an apple out in the outfield. When they hit a home run, the apple would come up. That was super cool. I dug that. All right, Vlad Guerrero. Let's see what he can do. So it's 2-0. We have runners on 2nd and 3rd after a stupid mistake. Oh, what?
Sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that.
That was like the weakest pitching. Okay, so Mike Maddox comes in because, well, they made the change. Good. At least it didn't have to be me. Okay, so we go back to quick managing this thing, and we will pitch Mike Maddox. There's a walk to Becker, a double to McGriff, a ground out for Alfonso. Can we get Paquette? And we do. So we are in the top of the 8th. Henley to lead off. And against Dennis Cook. Ground out. Strikeout. Ground out. So good job by the Expos there. Maddox will stay in. Ground out. Fly out. Ground out. So we're in the top of the 9th. Of a 3-0 game. And Frank Paul Santangelo. Thank you very much out there, Frank Paul. John Franco's coming in, and in case you didn't notice, this game, again, glitching out. So John Franco's rocking his Montreal Expos uniform. And, Frank Paul just walked. That could be big. Orlando, can you get a hit? No, he flies out because he's straight garbage. Okay, Mike Maddox. We're going to pinch hit for him. And we're bringing in Rondell White. Oh, Rondell White, who we sat on the bench for this one because he has been so non-clutch. Let's see if he can do something. Now, he's known for getting us a couple of runs, but not when we need the runs. And he pops up, and Grudzielanek walks. So it's 1st and 2nd, Allen battle. And we have a runner, or we have Guerrero sitting on deck. Oh, Lord. So we're going to pinch hit. And we're going to go with Widger. Let's go Chris Widger. Chris Widger. And he strikes out. Oh, we get shut out.
Well, this was a total team effort using six
Total
pitchers in
team
this
effort.
ballgame.
Yeah,
They did
whatever.
an outstanding job of passing the
They
baton.
needed
The next
6
pitcher coming
pitchers
up
to beat the
and getting
Expos.
it done. You
That
gotta
just
give 'em a
tells you
lot of
something
credit
about
because
the
this is
Mets,
not
right?
easy to do. We'll see how it affects them over the next couple.
All right. Well, so we've got 7 games to go. We're going to skip the Sunday game. And, of course, we're going to lose that one. Minor league playoffs are about to begin. Ooh, are we in the playoffs in the minors? No. No, we're not. So let's see if the Braves will sweep us again. Hermanson. Oh, we got to win. Maybe we'll end this season on a positive note. We'll end our first season on a positive note and win. How about 2 wins against the Braves? That's a nice way to do it. That is definitely a nice way to do it. Okay, we're Thursday the 25th. So last 3 games against my buddies, Chicago White Sox. And I know my buddy's not out there watching, but I have played probably 6, 7, 8 seasons as the Chicago White Sox. And no, I don't play all the games. I try to build them. Actually had 1 or 2 good franchise modes with the White Sox where I got them into the playoffs. Posted a couple of shorts on my YouTube channel with some of those guys. But I actually had to build characters and put them in to make them good because it's struggle bus. It's struggle bus. Okay, so let's see if we're going to roll through. This is the last 3 games of the season. We got about 15 minutes left anyway. I'll be rolling until about 7:30 right here. So first game, and we take a loss. Second game is a win, and game number 3 is who was in there? Did I miss it? Oh, Trey Moore took the loss, so he ends up 15-8 on the season. And here we go. Last game of the season, Dustin Hermanson will be on the hill against Scott Air, and we get the win. So we are completely through a whole season. I made it through a whole season in a sim mode. Had to do it live to get it done, but we finished 75-87, and unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to make the postseason. And of course, they have to make you feel even worse about it by saying better luck next season. So, okay, so not exactly what we thought it would be, but like I mentioned, we've got the last 15 minutes of the episode here, so we'll be able to see, we'll sim through the playoffs, we'll see all of our awards, and then we'll kind of take a look at where we stand and maybe what we have a shot at getting for the next season. So here we go. Let's see how things progress. Okay, I don't want to, wow, that's pretty cool. It jumps right to the postseason brackets. So it's actually pretty interesting. Now remember, this is 1998, okay, and it jumped. Well, the brackets are different. So I think back then we might have had one wild card team. I don't really remember how that all worked out. I just remembered that maybe there was one game because I think the Yankees lost a game against the Mariners. Did they lose a game or was that a series? That was a series. Pretty sure that was a series. In my brain, I just picture Ken Griffey Jr. sliding into home plate and breaking my heart. I think that was 1995, maybe 96. No, it was 95. Okay, I had to take a little sip there. All right, so here we are. This is what we're looking at. Playoff brackets are done. We have simulated our Montreal Expos through the first season. We're trying to build them up to get them to the next postseason. And you can see they got some chances to do it, right? 6 teams make it. Yes, I added that correctly. So my math was good there. That's 6 teams. Well, 12 total if you're adding both of them together. But 6 teams make it from each league. So in the National League, if you're looking at the board here, in the wild card rounds, we have the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres and the Chicago Cubs. So kind of like we had in the actual playoffs this year. So the Cubbies and the Padres will play for the wild card in the National League. Atlanta and Cincinnati get the byes into their series. And over in the American League, the Brewers and the Indians will play in the wild card. The Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals will play in the wild card. And then the Yankees and the Seattle Mariners get the buys into the division series. So pretty cool there. Let's go ahead. I think we can kind of sim through slowly, and we'll get to see who does what. So, okay, that didn't do anything. Let's go to the calendar, right? Can we go to the calendar? Oh, look at that. We can actually go to the team. Very cool. I just learned something. So let's see. Let's go to the San Diego Padres, right? Because my buddy's a Padres fan. And so we're going to actually watch and see how they do in their sims. So we're going to sim, and they lose the first game of the series because, well, yeah, I'm going to be nice. So they lose Kevin Brown against Kerry Wood, and the Cubbies take game 1. And then the Cubbies, well, they ended that series pretty quick. So bye-bye, San Diego Padres. You are toast. So 1998 is not gonna end the way it really did. Because in 1998, the Padres and the Yankees played each other in the World Series. And, well, unfortunately, that's not going to happen in this world, in this universe. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue on, shall we? Let's pick another team. So we picked the Padres, and they were toast. So who do we think is the underdog in a series? Let's go Milwaukee. So the Yankees are playing against Milwaukee. So let's go to the calendar, and Milwaukee. I almost called them the Milwaukee Braves. So the Milwaukee Brewers. Yes, there we go. And so they won 2-0. They swept the Braves. But it was a 5-game series. But so they swept the Braves, the Braves. They swept the Indians 2-0 and 8-1. So it'd be possible for them to sweep the Braves now because they're in the National League. But back in '98, they were still in the American League. So, okay, so we sim through these two. Let's make sure it just didn't change anything. It did. There's a couple games that changed, but no big deal. Getting back to our Brew Crew. Okay, so they have a 5-game series with the Yankees. And we've got Scott Carl against David Cone in Game 1. And the Brewers lose 9-3. Game 2 is Steve Woodard and David Boomer Wells, a good friend of mine, David Wells. And yes, so the Brewers win that one. Bob Wickman ends up with the win. Graham Lloyd takes the loss for the Yankees. Game 3, Andy Pettitte versus Jeff Judan in Milwaukee, and the Yankees win that one. So they're up 2-1, and they win that one. So the Yankees have won that series. Let's go ahead and advance a few days. And so the NLCS looks like this. The Braves will take on the Cincinnati Reds, and the Yankees await their opponent. And they will take on the Seattle Mariners. So the Ken Griffey Jr. Seattle Mariners taking on the Derek Jeter New York Yankees. Okay. And then, of course, the Chipper Jones Braves will be taking on I'm not really sure who was on the Reds that year. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is the fun part. Okay, so Barry Larkin, and Reggie Sanders. So they're kind of the underdog. I'd have to say they are definitely the underdog in this series against the Braves, because the Braves kind of destroyed, well, everybody they played in this particular universe. So here we go. Okay, so it looks like this. Let's go ahead and advance, and we'll just advance. So the Braves win the first game. The Yankees win their first game, so it's 1-0 Yankees, 1-0. Oh, I'm sorry, 1-1. So Cincinnati got a win there. Good for them. You know what? Let's go to their calendar. Good. Cincinnati against the Braves. It's a 1-1 series tie. Reds win Game 3. Reds lose Game 4. Reds win, and the Reds win. No, they didn't win. Did they? Oh, no, it's a day off. Okay, so it is a game. It is a 7-game series. Come on, Mike. It's the National League Championship Series. All right. Okay, so the Reds are up 3-2. They're trying to pull out the upset of the Atlanta Braves in this one. And so this is going 7. Let's see how the other series is. The Yankees end up taking the ALCS in 5. So they are in the World Series in 1998, which is not a surprise at all. If you're shocked, I don't know how you're shocked, okay? If you remember 1998, if you're old enough to remember 1998, it was almost like the Yankees barely ever lost that year, including in the World Series. Sorry to one of my watchers. But yes, that was tough. And yes, it was a strike, right? The pitch was a strike. I think that was like the whole thing, Padres fans. And I don't know, I had to do with some Tino Martinez pitch or something like that, all right? But at least you got to see Tony Gwynn get a home run in the World Series. You did get to see Tony Gwynn hit a home run in the World Series. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he did it at Yankee Stadium. But, and Padres fans can be some of the touchiest, right? So if you're watching out there, maybe you watch me later on, but I'm a Yankee fan. And I've been to 2 or 3 Yankee games at, depending on where they were, Qualcomm. I went to see them play at Petco. Okay. Yeah, so it was not a strike, okay? It definitely was not a strike. And we can have this discussion all night. I got plenty of time. That was not a strike, okay? If that's all you guys have to talk about is 1 strike, 1 ball, whatever. Anyway, so getting back to my thing, yes, I have been in the stands for a Padre Yankee game before. I was actually there with one of my watchers one time, made a comment and had an older, kind of elderly woman turn around and give me the full 100% defense of Tony Gwynn. It was an unfair remark by myself that I probably shouldn't have made, but I did it anyway. And, being a true Yankee fan, I had to be a total jerk about it. And the lady she could put me in my place because, Padre fans, I guess they know. They know their shit, yeah, for lack of a better term, especially when it comes to their team. So, okay, anyway, let's get back to this, shall we? So the Yankees have won the ALCS. They're heading to the World Series, as it should be, in 1998. The Braves and the Cincinnati Reds are in the NLCS, and the Reds are trying to shock the world in this one. So I think we're going to try and see if we can't jump in and watch a little bit of this. Oh, we can play it. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually we're gonna fast manage this thing, right? We're just gonna fast manage it and then see if I'm not playing. Yeah, no, I'm not playing the game. It thinks I'm playing the game. I'm not gonna play. We're gonna manage it. Quick manage. Yes, that's it. And we'll be the Reds, and we'll wear those jerseys. And we're playing at Old Atlanta. Okay, so here is the starting pitcher for the Reds. This is the National League Championship Series. Of course, the Expos did not make it because they suck. But the Cincinnati Reds are trying to shock the world against the Atlanta Braves here in Game 7 in Atlanta to head to the World Series for a rematch of the 1976 World Series. 76? Yes, it was the 76 World Series when the Yankees played the Reds and got shut out in 4 straight games. But that was the Big Red Machine, and this is definitely not the Big Red Machine, okay? All right, Scott Klingenbeck is going to be on the hill. Dimitri Young, Lenny Harris, Barry Larkin, Kevin Young, Eddie Taubensee, Brett Boone, Ellis Burks, Willie Green, and Scott Klingenbeck make up the Reds batting order. And we roll into this one. And we're going to just go real fast. So we're going to press one button. Boom. And so in the first inning, the Reds get 2 runs. Good for them. And then they get 2 in the second. So they're up 4-0. Ryan Klesko is going to set everything off for the Braves in the bottom of the second. Oh, and nothing happening. Klingenbeck is throwing a gem through 3 innings. And we just pressing this button, and we're watching this thing happen. Oh, and the Reds get 3 in the 6th, so they are going to. I think they're going to do this, unless the Braves can do something huge here. Oh, they get 3 in the 7th, so they're making a game of it. Keith Lockhart. Sorry, I just randomly say a name here and there. That's great. That's great. Okay, Ryan Klesko. So it's 7-4. 7-4. And let's see. They get 2 in the 9th. So I think the Reds are going to do this, right? I think they're going to do this. Oh my Lord. The Braves put up 4 in the bottom of the 9th, but the Reds hold on. So the Reds and the Yankees will meet in the 1998 World Series. And yes, we will watch a little bit of this for sure. I'm going to hang around for a little bit longer because I'm actually excited about doing this. And I don't really care. I got nowhere to go. I'm off tomorrow. I don't have to be in the shop. So we're gonna take a look at the rest of this World Series. So let's go ahead and we'll follow along with Cincinnati since we've been kind of doing that anyway. And we go through game 1, and the Yankees win 7-0 because, yes, of course they do. David Cone is 4-0 in the playoffs in 34 innings pitched. He's got 46 Ks, a 2.36 ERA. So the New York Yankees, like I said earlier, they won the 98 World Series. And looks like they might do it again here. So these rosters are pretty accurate, with the exception of Derek Jeter hitting like 50 home runs, because that's not going to happen. Derek Jeter's not going to hit 50 home runs. Okay, so and the Yankees win game 2, and the Yankees win game 3. So the Yankees are going to sweep this thing. Okay. If I was a betting man, I'm putting my money on the Yankees in Cincinnati to end this thing. All right, a little revenge for the 76 World Series. All right, the Yankees got swept by the Big Red Machine, and now this Yankee team is going to sweep them right here. I don't think the Reds get a win. I really don't. I really don't. And of course they do. Of course they do, Pete Harnish. So if they come back, they better not come back. They better not come back and win this whole series, because I will die. I'll turn this thing off and I'll walk away, and I'll never play again. And that's not the truth, because I'll be playing as soon as I'm done with this. Okay. And the Yankees have defeated the Reds in the 2025 World Series. I'm sorry, the 1998 World Series. We have to ixnay everything that's on there. Okay. So the Yankees take the World Series in 5 over the Cincinnati Reds, who, you know what, had a great season and snuck their way into this whole thing by winning the division in a tight one and then beating the Braves in a great 7-game series. And of course, Game 7, the Braves tried to come back and win that thing. So you take a look at what we have there. Yankees 4-1 in the World Series. All right, take a picture, snap a photo, whatever you want to do. That'll kind of give you an idea as to where we stand. Now, before we sim to the off season and before we call it a night, let's take a look at our league leaders at the end of the season. And what we'll do is we'll actually look at our awards. So our awards for the season. This is the funniest thing ever, folks. Chuck Knobloch is the World Series MVP. World Series MVP. So I'm not really gonna harp on this, but I kind of am. So this is the same guy who got moved from his position because he couldn't throw to first base. So this is actually this is a positive to see Chucky Knobloch actually winning the World Series MVP. So congratulations, Chuck Knobloch, here in this universe, winning the 98 World Series MVP. Most valuable player in the National League was Sammy Sosa. The man had he had 45 dingers, 101 RBIs, and a 285 batting average. Our runner-up was Chipper Jones, and of course JT Snow comes in third with that 303. So here's my thing. Chipper Jones, and here's where you have these discussions, right? Chipper Jones bats .341, hits 36 home runs, has 99 RBIs, and he's not the MVP. Sammy Sosa hit .285. Now, I'm pretty sure Sammy Sosa might have been the actual MVP in 1998. I think he may have. I'm not sure. But so that's pretty accurate. So whoever made this roster, you did a pretty good job. Cy Young Award goes to Todd Stottlemyre of the Cardinals. He went 17-7 with a 1.89 ERA and 161 Ks. Good job there from Todd Stottlemyre. Tom Coe and Millwood were our runners up. Batting title goes to Chipper. He batted .341. Gary Sheffield with that .337 average, and Bill Miller with a .335. Reliever of the year, Kerry Lightenberg of the Braves with 38 saves. Now, here's another thing. Rod Beck had 48 saves, 10 more than Kerry Lightenberg, but Kerry Lightenberg had a 1.17 ERA. So maybe that's why he gets it. I don't know. I probably would have given it to Rod Beck, but that's to be discussed, right? That's in the National League. Rookie of the Year, Kerry Wood. He went 10-10 with a 4.35. Hey, Trey Moore came in third in Rookie of the Year voting. So an Expo almost won an award. Good job there from him. He went 15-8, had a 2.58 ERA, and had 114 Ks. The biggest difference is the 132 strikeouts more that Kerry Wood had, because Kerry Wood was a stud. Absolutely. Hank Aaron Award goes to Chipper Jones. Gold Glove for pitcher Tyler Green. Catching Gold Glove to Charles Johnson. First base, JT Snow. Brett Boone, second base. Edgar Alfonso at third. Shortstop was Alex Arias of the Phillies. Left field, nobody. Center field, nobody. Right field, nobody. How does that work? Wait, we had no Gold Glovers in the outfield? Okay, this game is glitched. All right, we look at the American League real quick, because Chuck Knobloch was our World Series MVP. The most valuable player in the American League was Derek Jeter. And no, I know, I'm a Yankee fan, but I did not create this roster. Look at his numbers. 367, 51 jacks, and 168 RBIs. This would have been like his third complete season. I don't think he had 51 total home runs to that point in his career. But in this universe, the man is like, he's amazing. 51 home runs. How about Bernie? He comes in second in the voting. And then, of course, Ken Griffey Jr. comes in third. Okay, Randy Johnson. He's your Cy Young. 20-7, 246, 182 Ks. Pedro Martinez had 272 strikeouts. That's a big number. Batting title, Derek Jeter. Reliever of the Year award, Doug Jones. Doug Jones. Okay, Billy Taylor, Mike Jackson. I'm kind of surprised it's not Mariano. I thought it would have been Mariano, but okay, I'm a little off. Okay, Rookie of the Year, Steve Woodard. Steve Woodard. How about Miguel Tejada? Yeah, not much there. Okay. Hank Aaron Award, Derek Jeter. Gold Glove, David Wells for pitchers. Darren Fletcher for catchers from the Blue Jays. David Segui won the Gold Glove for the American League for first base. So good for him. Ray Durham at second. Jeff Cirillo at third. Mike Bordick was your shortstop Gold Glove. And we got two outfielders in the American League. Sean Dunston playing center field for the Indians. He wins the Gold Glove. Good for him. Because no National Leaguers. The National League their defense was so shoddy that they didn't give out any Gold Gloves to the outfield. It's like Little League. Okay, right field, Sean Green. Okay, and then, of course, Silver Sluggers. I didn't get to this. I didn't get quite this far with the National League. But you can guess who the Silver Slugger is at shortstop. Yeah, of course. He had 367 and 51 dingers. Okay, so that was fun. Let's take a look. One more thing here before we cut out for the night. Until next week. Let's see. So we're going to take a look at our team's regular season. And we have no stats. And that must be for the playoffs. It must be for the playoffs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sim to the off season. And we'll go from there. We have one retired player Oh, Matt Wagner has called it quits. So Matt Wagner will no longer be pitching for the Expos. Let's see what he did for us. Nothing. Matt, goodbye. Enjoy your retirement. Okay, you are gone, and we are sad to see you go. Paul Molitor of the A's is heading to the Hall of Fame. So Paul Molitor, career high or his career stats right there: 338 home runs, 1,327 RBIs, and 504 stolen bases. So he's heading to the Hall of Fame in this one. So we have made it to the off season. So you can see right here at the bottom of the screen, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. So I only have one exclusive free agent negotiation, and that is Derek May, who I will be saying sayonara to. He will not be coming back to the Expos because you can see his potential is a D. His age is 30, and he's a 52 overall. So you know what? It's sad to say this, but at 30 years old, I don't think that you're going to grow. I think you're just going to get progressively worse, and I'm going to send you packing. Okay, we will have to hire a new pitching coach and a new first base coach. Now, these are all guys who are active. So Dave Martinez, at the beginning of the year, he was the head coach. He was the manager of the Washington Nationals. That's who we base our team off of. So Dave Martinez is our manager, and he will probably be, well, he's got 2 years left on his contract, so we'll keep him around. Darnell Coles, we'll keep him. So we're going to have to find ourselves a new pitching coach and a new first base coach, and I'll probably do that off screen so we don't have to see how that all works, unless you really want to see it, and then just let me know before next week, and I just won't do it. Rebranding the team. If we really wanted to, we could move them now. We could create a new name, create new uniforms, create a new logo, and select the home stadium, but we've been tasked with trying to get this team to the playoffs as the Expos, so we don't want to move them if at all possible. And then, of course, is free agency. So free agency is coming up, and we're going to see, I can't see who I have or who's in free agency, but we can look at the trade block and see who's out there. So before we head out, we've got a couple of guys here on the trade block. Tom Glavine is on the trade block. Let's see. Any big names? No, not really. Maybe just Tom Glavine, Darren Dreifert. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Brett Saberhagen, he's out there. He's a little old, though. Mark Whitten. He's quick. So there's going to be some options as we start the next episode next week. We'll probably do that for about the first 30 minutes or so. You might come in and I made a couple of moves. I'll probably just do that and then post it. It can be watched before we start up next week. So anyway, welcome. Yeah, welcome in. If you're just joining us, I was kind of rolling through all that and having a good time watching the Cincinnati Reds try to beat the Braves. They beat the Braves. Trying to watch the Cincinnati Reds beat the Yankees in the World Series. But exciting episode, even though the Expos didn't quite do what we thought they would. When you're trying to bank on a team to win 20 consecutive games to end their season, that is probably not going to happen, especially when your overall average on the roster is about 60, 61. So if you've been watching and jumping in with the episodes, you kind of understand how that's all working now with our overalls and all that good stuff. I'm kind of bummed out because I can't see the stats from the last year. I think I goofed up on that. But we're going to have some decisions to make for sure, especially when it comes to contracts and who comes and who stays and who goes in the next season. So this is kind of just a quick look at who we have. So until next week, I'm I wish you all happy week. Enjoy your week. If you're busy, be sure to take time for yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Be able to relax. I know we get busy at work. We tend to forget taking care of ourselves. So you want to make sure you definitely do that. And if I'm ranting, I apologize. But I just had to kind of get out there and say that. So it's going to get a little busy for me over the next couple of weeks. So probably won't be posting too much. I will be live next week, same time, same place. We will be live tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we will be live with the Hartford Whalers, season number 2. We will have probably 10, 20 games, 15, 20 games in that season. If you missed it last week, it was exciting. We've managed to get all of our players back. We didn't trade anybody. We did try to make a few trades and couldn't get them. We were haunted by a few ex-players in last week's episode, and we saw some new names kind of pop out and start scoring some goals for us in the first couple of games. So I also played a game last week. So if you didn't get a chance to see the live broadcast, I actually played a game, which is a little different for me. I don't usually play while I'm recording or live, but I did play a game, and you can definitely tell that it's an old person playing a video game because I don't do all the fancy stuff that the young kids do. I try to actually play hockey like I see on TV. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be live tomorrow night starting at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 Eastern, and we will try to see if our Whalers can get a couple more wins. And join me next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. For the Expos as we go through season number 2. We're going to go into season number 2. We'll have free agency. We'll have trades. We'll have all that good stuff. And I look forward to talking to you then. Make sure to leave a comment, make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And I will be with you all next week. All right. Until then.